Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're jumping into something that's just so important for everyday conversation, how to talk about your daily routine in English. I mean, it's how we share a big part of our lives with each other. Okay, let's get right into it.
Have you ever been asked this question? You know the one. It sounds so simple, but for a lot of English learners, it can feel like a really big challenge. Your mind just goes blank, right? Or you just list a few simple things. But don't worry, we're going to change all that today.
Because here's the secret. You don't need a ton of words or super complicated grammar to answer this question well. Nope. You just need a few key tools. And today, we're going to hand you those tools so you can build your story and do it with confidence. So here's our game plan. First, we're going to lock down the one grammar tense you really need. Then, we'll see how to add a little flavor with some details. After that, we'll start building our story, connect our ideas so they flow nicely, and finally, it's going to be your turn to share. Ready? Let's do this.
First up, let's talk about the foundation, the single most important piece of the puzzle. And the best part? It's really, really simple.
You heard that right. When you're talking about your daily life, you really only need one tense. You don't have to worry about the past or the future or anything complicated. This one tense does all the work for you. It is the key that unlocks your entire daily story.
So why is the simple present so perfect for this? Well, just think about it. Your daily routine is basically just a bunch of habits and actions that you do over and over again. And that is exactly what this tense is for. It's a perfect match. I walk. You eat. We study. See? It's just beautifully straightforward.
Okay, so here is the one little rule you've got to remember. For he, she, or it, you just pop an S on the end of the verb. So I walk, but she walks. You eat, but he eats. If you can get that down, you've got the foundation totally covered. Now let's see how we can build on that.
Okay, now that we have our basic tense, let's add some color. Let's make our routine sound way more natural. And we're going to do this by answering a simple question. How often? These are small words, but wow, are they powerful. They take a simple sentence like, I drink coffee, and they give it so much more meaning. Do you drink it all the time? Just sometimes? These little adverbs tell us exactly that. I love this because you can really think of these words on a scale. On one end, you've got never, 0% of the time, like I never eat meat. On the complete opposite end, you've got always, 100%. I always brush my teeth. And right there in the middle, you have words like sometimes and usually for everything else.
And where do they go? Super simple. For most verbs, the adverb comes right before it. I usually walk. But if you're using the verb to be, is, am, are, the adverb comes after it. He is always late. Easy, right?
All right, we have our grammar tools. Now, let's get the actual building blocks, the words and phrases you're going to need. We'll focus on the morning to get us started, because that's where every daily story begins. Take a look at this list. I bet you do most of these things every single day. These are what we call collocations, basically words that just love to hang out together. We don't just do a shower, we take a shower. We don't just eat breakfast, we can also have breakfast. Learning these phrases together is a game changer.
And here you can see these phrases in action, in a real natural-sounding example. Notice how it just flows? The speaker uses our vocabulary and adds little details like go straight to the kitchen or take a quick shower. This is how you start to sound less like a textbook and a lot more like a real person.
So far, we can make some pretty good sentences, but how do we string them together so they actually sound like a story? Well, the answer is with these special little words called sequence connectors.
So what's the difference these words make? I mean, it is huge. Look at the left side. It's a list. It's correct, sure, but it sounds kind of choppy, almost robotic. But now look at the right. With just a few simple connector words, it becomes a story. It has a beginning, a middle, and an end. It just flows.
And these are the most useful ones to get you started. Think of them like little road signs for your listener. First tells them you're starting, then and next guide them along the way, and finally tells them you're getting to the end of that part of your story. Okay, this is the moment of truth. Let's combine all three of our tools: the simple present tense, our adverbs of frequency, and our new sequence connectors. Let's see what a full routine looks like when we put it all together.
Let's break this down, okay? It starts with first. It connects ideas with then and after that. It uses the adverb always to add that little extra detail about the homework, and it wraps things up with finally. And look, every single verb is in the simple present. See how all those pieces we've learned just click together? They create a perfect, clear story.
So, what's the big takeaway from all this? Well, it really all boils down to just 3 essential tools.
And here it is, the formula for success. You start with your foundation, the simple present tense. Then you sprinkle in some adverbs for detail, and you link it all together with your connectors. You do that, and you can confidently tell the story of your day.
Okay, we've given you the tools. We've shown you the roadmap. Now it's time for you to actually put them into practice. Because, the only way to get better is by actually doing it.
So, think about it for a second. What's that one thing? Is it making coffee, checking your phone, maybe doing a little stretch? Use that adverb, always, and tell us about your most important morning habit. This is your chance to use what you've just learned, right now.
You are now officially equipped to talk about your daily routine in English. Listen, it's not going to be perfect the first time, and that's totally okay. The more you practice, the more natural it's going to become. So get out there and start sharing your story.